There's one touch almost every woman does without realizing it, and if you miss it, you'll never know she was into you. A woman doesn't just reach out and touch you in public for no reason, and honestly, most guys walk right past this without ever clocking what just happened. Public touch means she's taking a small risk because other people are watching, other people notice, other people talk. So when she instead does it anyway, right there in front of everyone, that's her telling you something without saying a single word. She's not thinking it through. She is not planning it. It's coming from somewhere way more honest than that, and that's exactly why it matters so much. There's a huge difference between a touch that's just polite and a touch that actually means something. And most guys can't tell the two apart because they're focused on the wrong thing. A polite touch is fast, it's light, it barely even registers, kind of like tapping someone to get their attention. In a crowd area, touch lingers. Her hand doesn't just land and bounce off. It kind of settles in for a second longer than it needs to. That extra beat is the whole story right there. That's the gap between I'm just being nice and I actually wanna feel close to you right now. And once you start clocking that timing, you'll notice that's happening way more than you thought. If this is opening your eyes right now, smash that like button and hit subscribe. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next, where she actually touches you, tells you almost everything you need to know. A tap on the shoulder or the upper arm, that's still pretty neutral. Tons of people do that without thinking twice, but when her hand drops toward your forearm, your hand, your chest, or even your lower back, that's a whole different situation. Those spots are what we naturally guard around people we don't feel close to. So if she's relaxed enough to go there, especially with people around, her body has already decided you're not some random guy to her. You're some she genuinely feels safe being close to, and that's not a decision she's making on purpose. Here's something that's going to mess with your head a little. Touch sets off a chemical in the brain called oxytocin, and it doesn't just hit you, it hits her too at the exact same moment. So when she reaches out to touch you, she's not just sending a message, she's actually getting ahead of that bonding feeling in her own body just from doing it. That means her touch isn't only communication, it's rewarding her brain right there in real time. She's not calculating, let me test them. She's chasing a feeling without even realizing it. And that feeling only shows up around people she is actually drawn to. Context changes everything here, and this is where most guys get their read totally wrong. If she touches every single person the same way, high fives, side hugs, arm taps with the whole group, that's just her personality. That's not a signal about you. But if she's touching you differently than she touches the other guys around, suffer, longer, more often closer to your body, that's the thing worth paying attention to. It was never about whether she touches people, it's about whether she touches you differently. And that contrast is her way of separating you from everyone else in the room without saying it out loud. Where does she usually touch you first? The arm, the hand, or somewhere else? Tell me below. Watch what happens in the couple seconds right after she touches you, because that's honestly more telling than the touch itself. Does she glance away like she got caught doing something? Does her voice drop a little softer mid-sentence? Does she smile like she surprised herself? Those tiny aftershocks are huge. A woman who touches you and stays totally unbothered is very different from one who touches you and then can't quite hold eye contact after. That little flicker of self-consciousness is basically her giving away that the touch actually meant something to her. One touch could be nothing, but a pattern is never nothing. If she touches your arm once while she's talking, sure, that could just be her being expressive. But if she keeps finding little reasons to touch you again and again through the night, grabbing your arm while laughing, brushing your shoulder while leaning in, fixing your collar for no real reason at all, that repetition is her brain looking for excuses to stay physically connected to you. People don't randomly repeat behavior like that. We build habits, and if touching you has become her habit in one single hangout, that tells you everything. Have you ever caught a girl touching you like this and had no idea what it actually meant? Drop it in the comments. Pay attention to how her body is positioned right before she even touches you, because there's one's sneaky. Does she fully turn toward you before reaching out, or does she stay facing the group and just stretch her arm over? A woman who rotates her whole body toward you first, feet pointed your way, shoulders squared up, is prioritizing you over literally everyone else in that room, and she's doing it before she is even consciously aware of it. That small shift in positioning happens automatically toward whoever someone is most drawn to. Now let's flip it, because you also need to know what a meaningless touch looks like, so you're not overanalyzing every single interaction you have. If the touch is fast, functional, and she's already looking somewhere else the second her hand pulls back, that's not a signal, that's just normal human contact. If she touches you exactly the same way she touches her coworkers or her friends, that's just her style, not interest. The new skill isn't reading romance into every single touch. It's learning to spot the specific combo of timing, location, context, and reaction that actually separates something real from something meaningless. This actually matters way more for your real life than people realize. So many guys miss their shot because they're sitting around waiting for her to say, I like you out loud, and that confession might genuinely never come. Most women, especially early on, communicate through their behavior long before they'll ever put it into words. If you're only listening for verbal confirmation, you could be missing dozens of signals she is already sending you physically. Once you learn to read touch accurately, you stop second guessing every single moment and start trusting what's actually right in front of you, and that changes how confidently you move things forward. Drop your take in the comments below, and if you know someone who needs to hear this, send it their way right now. Here's exactly how to use that the next time you're around her. Stop overthinking one touch in isolation and start tracking the pattern across the whole hangout instead. Ask yourself 3 things. Is she touching me differently than she touches everyone else? Is she lingering silently longer than a normal touch needs to? And does she seem a little self-conscious right after it happens? If 2 out of 3 line up, you're not imagining it. That's a real signal worth responding to. Responding doesn't mean overreacting, it just means leaning in a little, holding eye contact a bit longer, maybe touching her arm back naturally in the conversation and watching how she reacts to that. At the end of the day, this isn't about turning into some manipulative mind reader. It's about actually paying attention instead of letting things slide right past you. So many connections stall out simply because someone's waiting for permission that's already been given non-verbally over and over. The next time she reaches out and touches your arm, your hand, your shoulder, don't brush it off as a small talk. Actually notice it, actually sit with it for a second, because that tiny moment might be carrying way more weight than either of you is saying out loud.